Look, MCP is absolutely not dead. But let's be real here. About 80% of MCP implementations right now are just flat-out architectural mistakes. You've got Thoughtworks putting naive API to MCP conversions on a strict hold in their 2026 technology radar. And then you've got Hacker News engineers literally declaring MCP dead in the water. It is an absolute firestorm out there right now. Half the industry is treating the Model Context Protocol like it's the USB-C of AI, and the other half is ripping it out of their code bases as fast as they can. So in today's explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to give you the actual decision architecture to know exactly when MCP adds real value, and when a simple CLI is just going to beat it hands down.
I mean, you just pull up Hacker News today, and engineers are practically writing obituaries for this thing. You've got top posts celebrating a total return to the CLI and calling MCP a failed experiment.
Right, exactly. But we really need to understand that the massive backlash we're seeing, it's not because the protocol itself is fundamentally broken. Honestly, the industry took a perfectly valid protocol and somehow morphed it into a really, really bad default assumption for everything. So to be clear, this is a deployment problem, it's not a protocol problem.
And the experts are zeroing in on this exact issue. If you look at the Thoughtworks Technology Radar, which is built entirely on real-world delivery data from senior tech leads, they literally just shoved the whole MCP by default mentality into the caution ring.
Yeah, and even more tellingly, they placed naive API to MCP conversion firmly in the hold ring. So they are officially stating that if you're just blindly wrapping every existing REST API you have into an MCP server, you're not upgrading your system.
Actually, scratch that. It's basically an architectural regression.
So, to really grasp why this is failing, we need to talk about the real villain of the story here, and that is the abstraction tax. It's a simple concept, but it is absolutely lethal to your system. Basically, every single protocol layer you jam between an AI agent's intent and your raw API data model, it loses fidelity. Right, think about how that compounds over time. A standard REST API is already, a slightly lossy projection of your database. But then you take that REST API and you wrap it in a JSON-RPC layer like MCP just to make it quote-unquote discoverable for an agent. You've just introduced another massive layer of translation loss. When you force a large language model through that kind of restrictive bottleneck, you're totally scrambling its ability to navigate complex enterprise systems. And this exposes a huge mismatch in who we think we're designing for. When we build software abstractions for human engineers, we naturally want clean, simplified interfaces, right? We do that to lower our cognitive load.
Exactly. But AI agents, they honestly don't care about that. They don't get screen fatigue reading docs. An LLM completely excels at parsing incredibly verbose CLI documentation. It can rip through deeply nested raw JSON in literally milliseconds. So when we force these agents to use our simplified human-centric abstractions, we are optimizing for the totally wrong consumer. We end up severely restricting what the model can actually do.
And there's a real-world metric that just perfectly illustrates how punishing this abstraction tax really is. 72%. Perplexity actually found that in naive MCP deployments, just the tool descriptions, I'm talking just the schemas, the parameter lists, the names, ate up 72% of the agent's total context window.
No way.
That is just wild. I mean, to put that into perspective, you could be burning 20,000 tokens just registering a handful of enterprise tools. And that's before the agent has even read the user's prompt or done a single piece of actual work. This massive manifest tax is exactly why so many early agent deployments just fell flat on their faces.
Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, it means we have to completely step off the hype train and adopt what's called the execution layer architecture mindset, or ELA.
Right. ELA is a total paradigm shift. It means you absolutely have to stop treating AI integration like it's a one-size-fits-all problem. You have to match your integration pattern to the strict requirements of your execution layer. You can't just blindly install whatever tool is currently trending on developer forums.
And this brings us to a super practical framework, the 2026 Tool Integration Decision Matrix. It gives us 4 really distinct integration patterns.
Let's break those down. First, you use MCP, but only when you specifically need governed multi-tenant access and dynamic tool discovery in an enterprise setting.
But hey, if you're just running a single user local coding agent, drop right down to the CLI. Your token cost is basically 0, and the latency is instant.
For a stateless web service with a ton of call volume, skip the wrappers and use a direct REST API.
And finally, if you're dealing with performance-critical paths that need sub-millisecond execution, you go straight to direct SDK integration. Boom, done.
What this matrix really highlights is a massive operational divide happening right now between the inner loop and the outer loop. For your inner loop, so your local developer experience, your terminal-based coding assistance, the industry consensus is heavily CLI first. It's incredibly fast, it completely dodges that massive token tax we talked about, and models already know standard command line tools inside and out. But then you have the outer loop. These are your production agent systems talking to cross-functional enterprise apps. Here, MCP is absolutely vital. You will happily pay that token context tax in the outer loop because you desperately need the strict enterprise governance and standardization that MCP brings to the table.
Now, we really need to clear up something that is constantly confusing teams right now. You see people arguing endlessly in Slack channels, treating stateful orchestration frameworks like LangGraph as if they are direct competitors to MCP, like it's an either-or choice.
Yeah, and that is just a fundamental category error. Think about it like a stack. LangGraph is layer 2. It's your stateful orchestration layer. That's where your agent plans, loops, and holds memory, your Orchestrator Trust Surface. MCP, on the other hand, is layer 3. It's simply the universal standardization protocol. They don't compete at all. You actually use them together to build a complete, robust system.
But look, even when you piece them together flawlessly, exposing any network infrastructure to an AI means you have to answer two very distinct security questions. First, can the client connect?
And second, should this specific user perform this specific action?
The problem is, most naive deployments only ever answer the first question. They just assume that if the agent connected, it naturally has the authority to act. And that is a fatal authorization flaw. We have to be designing for a zero-blast radius, meaning the tools are built so that making unauthorized actions is mathematically impossible for the agent to express.
And honestly, this is exactly where MCP completely redeems itself. Think about it. If you give an AI raw CLI access, it just inherits whatever permissions the host operating system has. In a massive enterprise production environment, that is a terrifying security risk.
Absolutely. But a modern MCP setup, especially using the new OAuth 2.1 specs, gives you rock-solid governance boundaries. It forces multi-tenant isolation, so every single network request is hard-bound to a trusted, verified user identity.
Right, so if you're in a heavily regulated industry, like you're dealing with drug discovery compliance or strict GAMP 5 standards for automated manufacturing, this centralized OAuth boundary is literally the reason why MCP is irreplaceable. You just can't get that from a standard CLI. So we want to leave you today with something you can actually use. Before you ever let an AI agent call an external system, run it through this 4-question integration pattern audit.
Question 1. Is the output structured JSON or is it just free-form text?
Question 2. Are we talking about a personal, local workflow or a shared multi-user team workflow?
Question 3. Do you actually need centralized OAuth governance for this?
And question 4. Is the MCP server implementation you're looking at actually complete, or is the agent just going to hit a brick wall halfway through its task? Answering those 4 things will instantly tell you whether you should be writing a quick CLI wrapper or investing the time to deploy a robust MCP server. It really all comes down to this one evergreen principle. A protocol is not an architecture. MCP is a tool. The real architecture decision is knowing exactly when that tool adds value and when it just adds a tax. So take a hard look at the agentic systems you're building right now. Are you thoughtfully matching your integration patterns to your actual execution layer requirements to build something resilient? Or are you just blindly paying the abstraction tax to follow someone else's hype?